So if you're looking for a powerful power bank that doesn't break your bank or break your back when you lift it, or even one that can start your motor when your battery is flat, have a look at the Vtoman 2200 Jump. Please do let me know what you think about this unit in the comments as we go through this video. In the box you get the unit itself, a neat carry case that contains the AC charger, a car charger plug and cable, 2 USB cables, the jump start cables. So here are the specs. You've got a LiFePO 4 battery with 1408 watts hour capacity. For your mains power, there's a pure sine wave inverter with a really useful continuous 2200 watts and a peak of 4400 watts. Now the price for this is $559 with the jump cables, and if you use the link in the description below, the channel gets a little bit of help, but you pay the same price. So these are all the connections here. Each section has its own on and off button. Like here. Here's the AC section, and that's the fan. The AC section will run the likes of coffee makers, hair dryers and toasters, but not all at the same time. It can supply up to a maximum, as I said, of 4400 watts, but this does work by reducing the voltage, and that could confuse sensitive electronics like the Motorhome control panel. So it's best to save that for less complex equipment like heaters or hair dryers. Hooked it up to the microwave. I can tell it's on because I haven't set the clock on it. But that's drawing 6 watts without anything in there. Just put a cup of water in there just for effect. Close the thing. We'll see how much you want to. 1200 watts. So it's quite happy running the microwave, and that's on high power. So we could use this in a lay-by if we want to heat up some pasties or something similar. Just plugged it in there. An extension lead. Yeah, that's pretty warm. Yeah, I don't want to stick my finger in it to find out, but there you go. So it does operate the microwave for at least a minute. Probably longer actually. Here is the solar input. Now this is 12 to 60 volts, 400 watts max. Alright, so I've got my solar panel out. This is a 450 watt solar panel. I've rigged up a very temporary connector here, so please don't panic. I'll get the right plug. I didn't have the right plug to start with. 260. Okay, it seems to cap it at 400. It won't go above 400. I've got 399 at the moment. I have seen it on 400, but it won't go any higher. Now, car or van charging is from this supplied charger, although like most car chargers, this will take forever to charge it up. You're thinking at least 9 hours of driving before this is fully charged. And as for DC outputs here, there's a maximum 120 watts on a car charger type socket, this socket here, and these connections down here. The USB section is here, just here. There are 3 type A sockets, and these are the lower power 2.4 amp type sockets. There's one quick charge socket, which is very useful for charging your phone, and USB-C type 100 watt socket for powering the likes of laptops and drone battery chargers. Now interestingly, my drone battery charger only works off at least 60 watts and well, it only charges all 3 batteries simultaneously at 60 watts, and I can charge my drone batteries all at the same time here. It's one of the few connections I can actually get to charge my drone batteries on a quick charge. Now over here is the actual connection for the backup battery, and you can add a backup battery here, and that will actually double the capacity. And over here is the connection for your jump starter. You've got the jump leads which go the right way around in like that. This becomes the connection. It's just down here. Oh God, this is really precariously balanced here. Let's connect the red clamp. That's it. This one back here somehow. Oh grief. That's it. There's a little green light. I can just about see the green light there. That would allow me now to start the engine, but good grief, why not just provide some longer leads? It'd be so much better. Oh, blimey. I can just about turn it round. And finally on the back you've got a very bright, blimey, you've got a very bright light there. Probably shouldn't shine that at the camera, but it has got an SOS thing if all else fails. So let's have a look at how I got when I loaded this power bank up. Charge my GoPro batteries up. Charge my other GoPro batteries up. And Rode wireless mics. Sat nav. And my mobile phone. And find somewhere to put it. What are we drawing there? 110, 125 watts. 85%, and it's going to last us for 6.2 hours there. Let's get this really cranked up now, and we'll stick the coffee on, because I could do with a coffee. And I think I'm about as far away as the camera is, and you can hear the fans going now. So the question everyone's going to ask is, can it power the motorhome? Well, it will, in an emergency, charge up your motorhome leisure battery. And yes, I did watch Motorhome Matt's podcast, and I'm probably as confused as many other people here. Let's just say it's safer to use it as intended inside the motorhome. If you're going off-grid a lot more than we do, then you probably ought to be thinking about dedicated lithium leisure batteries with a built-in inverter. These are great when you don't do an awful lot of off-gridding, but you want a power pack that you can take with you and charge up all sorts of electrical equipment, or as you see, my camera equipment. And that's generally what I do with it. And yes, it will run the motorhome. So the power's off at the moment, but I'm going to switch the heating and hot water off, so make sure that button's up. The other precaution, if you have to do this, is to switch the main breaker off. Switch the AC on first. Make sure you disconnected the mains first. Nothing on there at the moment, just 5 watts. So now we can switch the breaker on. I've got reverse polarity light, which you'll expect, and the panels come up. I'm getting some solar anyway, but it's charging at 2.2 amps. It seems quite happy, apart from the reverse polarity, which is normal when you've got a floating supply. 462 watts. So it quite happily charged batteries. Mind you, these batteries were pretty well charged up anyway, because it's been on mains. But there you go. Now I'm just going to put the heating on just to demonstrate what happens. I've got the switch on there. If we go into the heating controls, 1 bar, 2 bars. I've got to get this up to, I've got to set this on 30 degrees to actually, because it's already 29 in here. Yeah. Heating's just come on, and that's 2225 watts, and that would last half an hour doing that. So it's not an ideal situation. I'll put it on 1 bar. You're looking at about 1500 watts and 0.8 of an hour. So it's not going to last too long on electric. So my advice would be just to use it in an emergency. And that would last 2.9 hours charging up your leisure battery. So speaking of safety, this has a battery management system with temperature, overcharge, short circuit, overcurrent, over discharge protection. So it should be pretty safe. Now the battery pack is good for 3000 cycles, and that's nearly 10 years of charge and discharge, and if you were to do it every day. It has a 24-month warranty. So what are the drawbacks? Do be aware the inverter will switch off after 2 hours if it got no load detected. Now I understand this is not suitable for mains powered fridges or things like CPAP machines, which require power, which demand power intermittently. So if this is switched off, then obviously not good. I think I'll show you that the fans are surprisingly noisy. The jump cable is annoyingly short, too short, and the 400 watt max DC input on the solar charging may be too low. I'm not keen on the little small DC connectors. I would have preferred something like an XT or an Anderson type connector, and it's still using a power brick. Now I suppose that's good because it keeps the weight and it keeps the unit small. So the advantages of this unit, well, obviously the weight and size compared to similar units. I do like the handle. I find it easier to carry one-handed than two-handed. The price is good at $559, and that is an offer at the moment, so do check out the link below, and including the jump cables. All the connections on the front apart from the light, which is handy. And there are plenty of connections. I would have preferred 2 USB-C ports though. The backup battery is useful if you want to expand the capacity, as is the jump start feature. Now hopefully I don't have to use that. So thanks for watching. Like I say, do leave comments below. If you've got any questions or anything, I'll try to answer them. If I'm not, I'll try and get Vtoman to answer them. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one. See you soon. Bye then.